Hello, Facebook friends and customer service leaders. My name is Tal Schnell. I'm your customer service speaker, coach, and mentor. I'm so glad you can join me here on this Friday morning. Hopefully you had a great week. It is Friday. I can't believe it's Friday already. And I wanted to share with you a couple of, actually 4 ways to increase and boost up the employee appreciation in your business and inspire and encourage your team to be the best version of themselves. This is really, when I think about the word appreciation, is recognizing, thank you so much for joining in. I see some people, Maria, thank you so much for joining in this morning. Good morning to you wherever you are. And Sandra, good morning to you. Glad to have you on Facebook Live. Today I want to talk to you about something that's very important to all of us. I shared a quote by Stephen R. Covey earlier on my Facebook post, and I think there's so much power in that quote, because all of us as human beings, if you think about it, all of us, once we satisfy we know there's a safety that we're looking for. We're looking for physical safety and we're looking for psychological safety. And a lot of, when we're talking about appreciation, we're talking about that psychological boost that all of us as humans need in order to become successful, in order to become, to have a purpose in our life, that someone is having our back. It fosters trust in our organization, and people want to be heard. People want to be seen. People want to know that their talent matters. People want to know that their contribution matters in the world. And I want to talk to you today more from how you can do this as a leader in your organization, someone who can make a positive difference, because I think appreciation, if I can say this, appreciation is undervalued in many organizations, and it begins with the leaders of organization from top to everyone on every level. I do want to recommend, the ideas are not from the book, but 4 ways that I thought about we can boost them. But I want to recommend a book to you if you are a kind of a bookworm like I am. There's a great book that is revised and updated that's taking the marketplace again, is called The 5 Languages of Appreciation in the Workplace. It's by Gary Chapman and Paul White. Highly encourage you to get this book. If you're a leader in your organization and you want to make a positive difference in your organization, I highly recommend to get this specific book. It has some neat ideas. And you know, they make the case that if you don't have a culture of appreciation as a leader, you're not driving appreciation. They make a compelling case on why there's disengagement, why there's a turnover in your organization, why people are not productive, and why people are not they're not feeling like they're valued. And they cite an interesting statistic that I wanted to share with you on this video. They cite an interesting statistic, which is a very high number. They're saying that 79% of people, when they leave voluntarily, they cite that they're not being valued and appreciated. That was one of the reasons they're no longer wanting to be in that organization. So 79% is a very high number. That what I'm here to share with you can help you in some way. Maybe you can come up with your own creative ways on how to boost appreciation, employee appreciation in your organization, because there's a direct link between employee appreciation to customer engagement and customer relationships in so many ways. So I wanted to share this with you, that you can use that. You can come up with your own ways that I think can be very valuable to your organization, and maybe create maybe a small mastermind about how to increase and how to boost up employee appreciation in your group and your team. So let me dive in, and if you guys want to share your comments and feedback, and also share the video with people that you think it matters and you want to share this perspective with them, feel free to do so with people that you think. There's a share button right here that you can do that with. So I always appreciate you for logging in and watching the videos on a daily basis as I try to come up with a topic for you that can add value to your business and your day. So Number one is there is a difference between recognition and appreciation. Recognition is about when you recognize someone, you recognize them for their performance. And usually it's done through maybe employee performance evaluation or a quarterly recognition, or maybe some companies do it monthly or weekly. But there's a recognition that's usually recognition, it's tied into a performance goal. And that's where the big difference is between appreciation and recognition. Appreciation is more specific about how someone contributed specifically. It's more about, if you think about it, it's more about their character. It's more about how much value did they add, not necessarily to the overall performance, but how those daily contributions add to the performance of their goals. So number one is to illustrate that, I'll share with you something that I did yesterday, because I had actually a coaching session and an employee review that I did, but I was focusing more on appreciation rather than just exceeding their goals or meeting the goals of that individual. And so what I did is that I was very specific. So number one is to be very specific about what they do. Be very specific with the praise and their contribution. So you can illustrate that by an example of what they did. You can share a story of how they went above and beyond to take care of a customer or take care of a client. You know, there's always great ways you can illustrate those examples to them. But if you just say, you know, you did a great job the other day, what does that mean? They may have done several things during the day that they could have done a great job, but they don't know what it is. So in order for you, you know, the point of appreciation, when you start thinking about the point of appreciation, is to make it meaningful to that individual. Many managers just say, you know, you did a great job today and we really appreciate you. Regarding what? And so people don't know you have to make it very meaningful to them. And they also want to know that you've been very observing them. You are very specific in how you really seeing their potential. And people want to be seen. They want to feel valued. They want to know that their interactions with their customers and internal customers matter to them, and they want to know that they've created a meaningful environment and culture around them. So number one was being specific with the praise. Examples are powerful. And then the next thing is to encourage a peer-to-peer recognition in your company. This is something that not many of us practice or intentionally practicing in our organization, because we want the recognition and the appreciation to come from a manager or leader. But I think the most powerful one is actually peer-to-peer recognition and appreciation. By doing so, you are really setting the tone. You're setting the environment for peer-to-peer recognition and appreciation in the workplace. So I think it would be a booster if someone, as a leader in the organization, get their team together and they talk about appreciation, and then maybe someone in the around the group is saying, this is what I appreciate about so and so, and this is what I appreciate about so and so, and then you're creating an elevation, something that's elevated to an employee appreciation around your team. They feel energized and they feel pumped, and they get that from their peers, they get it from their leaders, and they feel like something is really powerful and meaningful to them. So think about how you as a leader can drive more of that team recognition. How do we recognize each other, which is really powerful concept for you. The next thing is praise in public. Very powerful concept, and I practiced this yesterday as I was doing the training, brain training in our hotel. I took the time to recognize, as people were introducing themselves, I took the time to recognize each individual member on the team. When you recognize someone individually and you storytell, share a quick story about that individual. When you're doing your meetings, team meetings, share something meaningful about that person in a storytelling kind of a way that really drives that engagement, really gets them connected, emotionally connected. Your goal as a leader is to get people emotionally connected and engaged in what they're doing. So a great way is storytelling about how much you appreciate what they do. The next thing is is to continuously and be consistent with that appreciation. Hey, good morning to you. How are you doing, Veronica? So when you're doing that, people feel like they're in a culture. There's consistency, level of consistency. Nothing wrong with recognition. Most people prefer the recognition. Most people prefer different things. But what they're showing in different research and studies is that people are moving away from the gift and the nice things and maybe the monetary things. It's nice for a while, but it's a short term. When you're thinking about recognition, is very short term, but appreciation is a long-term perspective. And when you have more appreciation, in your workplace, things are getting better. I've cited the reasons why appreciation helps the bottom line. First of all, reduces turnover because people want to come to work. When you are practicing appreciation, people want to come to work. They don't have to come to work, but they want to be part of that. They're seeing that their talents and skills are being recognized and appreciated by their leaders. And then there's a connection to other people in the company. And then mostly they want to see, customer service can be sometimes stressful. And so when people see that they went above and beyond and someone is appreciating them for that, it's very powerful. So I want you to think about as someone in your organization, whether you're a customer service leader or other industries, think about that power of appreciation, how you can take the time today. Recommendation would be to take a piece of paper, something nice you want to write things on. Why is that? Because people can take that home and look at it every day. There's something powerful about writing notes to people. We don't do that anymore. We use our cell phones, we use our text, but we don't do enough the old-fashioned way about recognition and actually writing notes of appreciation. You can do this at home. You can do this with your relationships. You can do this anywhere in your organization. It could be a peer of yours. It can be a friend of yours in the organization that you really want to take the time to appreciate them, but you haven't really expressed that in words, and you want to be highly communicative when you're doing that. So, hey, I appreciate you guys for joining in and watching, and I hope this will add value to your weekend. Share with me your comments, what you feel about the video and the topic and anything else. Drop me a message, as I love to connect with you more, and how we can, all of us together, can create a culture of appreciation around our workplace. So thank you so much, guys. Feel free to share the video. There's a button right here you can share with more of your friends here on Facebook, and let me know how I can add value to your business today. Have yourself a great weekend, guys.